superwoman in your eyes tonight.
Hey everyone! So today I'm going to be doing a first time Thursday or first impressions on the Real Techniques beauty sponge. Everyone that I've asked about this says that it's supposed to be a perfect dupe for the beauty blender, which I'll insert a picture of here. So this is what it looks like out of the package. Now on the back it says that this space here, so the flat portion, is supposed to be for contour, the rounded portion around is supposed to be for blending, and then the tip is supposed to be for concealing. So it's a good idea. It's very squishy. It's very squishy. Like, you can definitely get some squeeze action out of that. I don't know. I haven't used a lot of beauty sponges, so I might not be the most knowledgeable about this. I have used one other beauty blender dupe, and it seemed to be just awful. But this is supposed to be like the closest to the beauty blender that's not the beauty blender. If anyone's wondering, I got this off of Amazon.ca for, I believe, $10, $9, somewhere in that range. You can also pick them up at London Drugs here in Canada for $10. So $10 versus $26, you know, you gotta think in that route. Down in the US, I believe this is only like $5 and the beauty blender is only $20. So it's still a big price difference regardless of where you live. So it's definitely something to think about if this ends up being a real dupe. I'm actually sorry I don't have the beauty blender here to show you guys, but I just really wanted to test this out and see how it worked. So everyone told me that I have to get this wet for it to work the best, so I'm just gonna go get this wet and see if there's any size change. So this is how it looks right now at the moment, size-wise, and I will be back in a second. So here I am with my now damp beauty blender. It feels like it's gotten a lot bigger. I don't know, this is the compartment that it came in. It doesn't look all that bigger, but it feels bigger, so I don't know. I'll have to put like a side-by-side comparison. I don't know. I just can't really see a big difference. Everyone I asked said to do this process, to wet it, wring it out completely so you just have a damp beauty blender or beauty sponge. Nowhere on the package here does it say to wet it, so I don't know. This is just what everyone's been telling me, but it does not actually say in the instructions to wet it. So if I find I get bad results, I might do like a second part to this video and say, hey, this is how it works dry. Because this is just how I've been told and not how the package is telling me. So we'll see how this works. So I'm going to try this with 3 different foundations here today. Well, foundations. I'm going to be using 3 different face makeups, I should say. First is going to be a BB cream. This is just the Revlon BB cream in light. I'm going to use it with a light coverage foundation. This is the Revlon Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. And then I'm going to do it with a medium to full, and that's the Rimmel Lasting finish. Now, half of my face I'm going to be doing with the beauty sponge, and the other half I'm going to be using with my everyday foundation brush, which is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. So I'm going to zoom you guys in and we'll see how this goes. Okay, welcome to my face. All close up and personal. I don't know what my hair is doing today. I'm just having a horrible hair day. So anyway, we're going to start with I think I'm going to start with the BB cream first, just because it's like the lightest coverage. So if it can work with the BB cream, it should be able to work with pretty much anything. Sorry for how shiny I am. It's just natural moisturized face. Oh, by the way, no primer on right now, just moisturizer. So we'll see how that works. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and put it onto the back of my hand. So this is going to be the side with the beauty sponge, and this is going to be the side just with the brush. So I just have a little bit there on the back of my hand. Going to dip that into the beauty sponge. Okay. Once again, just doing technique that has been told to me. Okay, so first impression of the way this feels, it's very It's a very nice feeling on the skin. I find that it's not giving me the same coverage as it would with the brush, But we'll see, because I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison, so we'll definitely see how this works.
And you make me feel like I am bulletproof inside. 'Cause I fight for you, give my life for you, and I got you by my side.
This is the side with the BB cream. I can see a big difference. Like, I can see that there's definitely something on my face. So we're just going to put that to one side for the moment. And do the foundation with the brush.
No barricade we can't tear away when it comes to you and I. 'Cause even if we break, even if we fall, baby, you know we can have it all. And if they knock us down like a wrecking ball, we'll get up and walk.
So this is the finish with the brush and with the beauty sponge. Honestly, I didn't really realize, because I've always just used the brush or my fingers, I didn't realize like how much longer it would actually take to buff it out with the brush. That's the biggest thing that I found, that the Beauty Blender, you put it on and then you dabbed it into the skin, and it didn't take very long to blend out at all. Whereas with the brush, it took so much longer to go in and like buff it all into the skin. So like it still doesn't look even the most buffed in right now. So like it just takes so much longer. Also, I find that like, and it's hard to judge cheek for cheek because this cheek isn't having a lot of breakouts right now, whereas this one is. But I feel like the coverage is about the same, maybe a little less with the brush actually, which is kind of weird because I wasn't expecting that because I've used the brush for so long. But we'll see with the next foundation. Now that we're back to step one, fresh clean face, let's move on to the second foundation. So this is just going to be the light coverage, the Ready Set Gorgeous, and let's get into it. I'm just going to take a little bit of that, pump it on the back of my hand like the last one. Now, just for like texture reference, the last one, the BB cream, was a lot thicker than this foundation. Well, the next two really. I find that the BB cream is a lot just of a thicker consistency, so we'll see how it does with a lighter consistency. That's the first half. Let's do the second half with the brush. So this is the Beauty Blender side, and then we have the brush side. Honestly, I think the Beauty Blender side definitely gave me the most coverage. Once again, it's hard to tell because this side does have more active breakouts at the moment, but this side still has scarring all along this here, and you can barely see it. Whereas on this side, you can still see the scarring like clear as day. So I don't know. Yeah, like I definitely think that the beauty, I keep calling it the Beauty Blender, the Beauty Sponge definitely gave me the fullest coverage, but I did find that it ate up some of my foundation. Like I had to go on and put 2 dollops of foundation for the Beauty Sponge, whereas I only had to put 1 for the brush. So it's kind of like twice the product in the long run. Like you'll end up buying 2 of the tubes using the sponge, whereas you'd only buy 1 using the brush. So it's definitely something to think about. Re-moisturized, cleansed, re-sanitized everything. Now it's time for number 3, the full coverage. I don't know how this is gonna work. My face has gotten a little red. I do have extremely sensitive skin from having to remove my makeup all of these times right consecutively. So I think it's time for the full coverage foundation. I think my skin needs this right now. I don't know if you guys can pick it up on camera, but my skin's kind of red and blotchy. Yeah, you can definitely see it up close. My skin's gotten a lot more red and blotchy. Okay, so Rimmel Lasting Finish. We're just gonna do one pump on the back of the hand. So just gonna take the beauty sponge. So, beauty blender or beauty sponge, nothing at all. Look at that difference. It is incredible. I don't know if it's just the foundation, but as you guys know, I did a first time Thursday on this foundation last week, and honestly, I wish I'd had the beauty blender to do it with and not the brush, because this just looks flawless. Well, somewhat flawless. We'll get to that later, but for now, we're gonna do the other half with the brush and see the comparison. So full face on both sides, fully covered. Now this is how much foundation I had left from doing half my face with the brush. I used up the one full pump on half my face with the beauty blender. So if you were going to do your full face, it'd be 2 pumps. And I don't know why I keep calling it the beauty blender. It's not the beauty blender. But this is just the comparison. So this is the side with the brush. This is the side with the beauty blender. So honestly, I think this is a fantastic thing to have in your makeup bag. I don't know why I haven't bought one of these before. I don't know why I haven't invested in the beauty blender when this is supposed to be like such a close dupe. It seems like so flawless and so easy. Like, I always thought like, oh well, if I'm gonna put on foundation I have to sit there for 10 minutes and buff it in, whereas with this you just press it into the skin a couple times and it just magically disappears. It still gives you the coverage. Like, it's incredible. Actually, I think that I can 100% say that the beauty sponge gives me better coverage than the brush. It just does. By the way that I don't know, by the fucking technology that you're pressing into your skin, it just gives you fantastic coverage. It's amazing. With twice the product. But in the end, if you're a huge beauty girl like I am and you're gonna do whatever to have a flawless face every day, something like this, even if it takes twice the amount of product, is worth it, because you're using it every single day, having to go through the process of buffing in to the skin every single day. And honestly, this felt better on the skin. Like, the brush, like, you don't notice it until you compare it to something else, but the brush kind of like, it feels like a little scratchy. Like, and this is not just this brush. I love this brush. This is the best foundation brush I've ever found. So it's not like I'm dissing this particular brush. The reason I'm using this brush is because it's the best one I've ever tried. So it's not like this brush in particular. It's all foundation brushes. They are a little scratchy as you're putting on the foundation, whereas this is just like pushing like some light moisturized sponge into your skin. So if you have dry skin, this is such a luxurious experience, because you're like pressing the water into your skin and it feels so glorious. But anyway, I would 100% say that this first impressions was an amazing one. This could pick up 10 girls with this first impression. Like, just chat them up for 2 seconds and this sponge could get all the other girl sponges. I'm weird. But I just think it's amazing. I would 100% recommend it. It's definitely worth the price, and I'd say definitely worth the hype to go along with it. It's just fantastic, and it worked with every single type of foundation that I tried, so that really shows how much of a trooper that it is. And just the fact that it gave me so much more coverage, like you can still see all my acne scars on the side, and I would have to go in and cover those up with concealer. And this is with a full coverage foundation. Well, not full coverage, medium coverage. Whereas this side, it's all completely covered up. Like, you can't see one acne scar on this side. That's not Maggie's skirt. That's me wrinkling my forehead. I definitely love this. I'm gonna be using this probably every day from now on. Probably move this over to like cream blush or something. That's how much I love this. So I will link the link down below if you guys are in Canada and you can't seem to find this anywhere if you're not near London Drugs. I'll link the link to Amazon down below. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you have any more requests for first impressions, just leave them down below. First time Thursday, woohoo! Make sure you check out the videos just on the side here if you've missed any. These are just the latest videos that have been going on. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!